second shot at it. Take two. um, I was looking at the website. I think it's isalove.org. Can you correct me?
That's right.
It's right, isalove.org. And
Yep.
I was reading about the things that you wrote. It's very extensive, so I didn't get a chance to look at everything by any means, but one of the things that caught my attention was that I'm not sure really exactly how to say it, but I've heard about it in other contexts by other yogis and meditators. Is sort of the obvious labels that come to mind, but the idea is that it's possible to stabilize your awareness or consciousness. I'm not sure the right words, but through your waking and sleeping consistently. So I wanted to just try and start to understand that.
Okay, well, consciousness is consciousness. And so if you're thinking, you'll stop thinking if you go to sleep. If you're experiencing the out there through your senses, if you go to sleep, you won't see the out there anymore. But if you're in consciousness, you're just in the state of awareness itself. And so it doesn't matter whether you're awake or asleep or any other state of mind, because all states of mind arise from consciousness itself. So it just has to do with being quiet. If you can be quiet enough, you'll hear the sound of silence, which is what people call Om. And that's what it means to be in a state of consciousness. Did I say it right? You want to say more?
You asked about stabilizing consciousness in waking. I'm going to just say it in the phrase that we use: in waking, dreaming, and deep sleep. And
Dreaming is like thinking while you're asleep.
Right. So that you have that intermittent state of you're waking, and we know when we're awake, and we have our mind, and we have awareness sometimes, and then we lose ourselves, and then we get ourselves back again, like that. So Yogi Bhajan said, educate yourself to concentrate, and you'll need no other education, because you can concentrate on maintaining your awareness by all different kinds of means, like concentrate on maintaining awareness of your breath going in and out all day long, as much as you can remember, or something else. There could be a different object of your concentration. And then when you go to sleep, to have the awareness that you could maintain awareness through your sleeping and dream sleep states would be an intentional concentration as you're going to sleep, that you could remember yourself, you could maintain consciousness awareness even in your dream time. And there's techniques for that, how to fall asleep so that that's more and more likely. And practicing it every night for a long time. For some people, they need to do it a long, long time before it happens for them. And practice makes perfect. So eventually, if you're concentrated and you want that, you will have that. And then you go into a deep sleep state where there's no dreaming. And you can even be in awareness there too, where you're deeply relaxed, resting everything, resting in consciousness itself, and you can be aware that you're resting in consciousness itself. And then you can also be aware when you wake up that you're still in awareness when you wake up. And it could be unbroken if you set your mind in concentration and desire to have that experience. And it's up to you and your discipline.
That's fantastic. Uh, it sounds like uh, the extension of awareness into sleep, it really starts with the daytime awareness practice, usually, at least the way I was kind of understanding it initially. And then because you're practicing during the day, you sort of automatically sort of continue those things at night. And the first step to doing that, or an early step, is just becoming aware. Now that I've heard you say this, now I have taken another step forward.
If you just let yourself be quiet, you'll hear, when you get absolutely silent, you'll hear a white noise between your ears. And that's the sound of consciousness. So if you're in a state of consciousness, you're in a state of awareness itself. It's beneath any other form of thought or mental activity. It's the ocean of silence out of which all life arises.
It seems like one version of the awareness during sleep is what I would have heard of commonly is like lucid dreaming. Would that be is that part of what you're talking about?
Well, lucid dreaming, the way I would say I experience it, it's like being awake, but you're asleep. In other words, your body's asleep, but your mind is not. Your mind is in awareness.
And you know you're dreaming.
And you know you're dreaming. It's just like if you're awake now, you know you're thinking. So your body's asleep, but you know your mind is making pictures and subjects and objects.
One of the ways to pass over that transition is in your waking state, remind yourself this is but a dream. And so that the external reality seems less solid. And then you take that into your dream state. The dreaming is less solid, your body is still, your mind is active. And with your awareness, you take in that you could have control in your dreams. You can make the dream in a way more solid by being aware and deciding, okay, I don't like what's happening here, so I'm going to change it. Or I'm going to try getting really, really small or really, really big. Or I'm going to manifest a thing and see what I do with it. Or I'm going to jump really high and hover for a while. So you learn how to play in a kind of maybe magical sense because you don't have the limitations that you have of a heavy physical body in space when you're dreaming. And so that's part of it too. The lucid dreaming, I know I'm dreaming, so now I'm going to test my limits of not having a body in my dream state, just a mind that can do stuff. And then that increases more awareness, even to be able to allow you to let it all go and dissolve into dreamless sleep. So they build on each other, and then when your body leaves, when you're dying, it need not be any different than going into a dream state, into a deep sleep state, maintaining awareness throughout until the next thing happens.
That's
the Bön Buddhists are the tradition that we draw from the most in this practice.
thank you so much for sharing. That's a really fascinating and informative answer. I appreciate it very much.
And lastly, Issa's simple go to sleep like this method is fall asleep with light in your third eye. Just see the light in your third eye and fall asleep like that.
Because then you're in a state of consciousness. And you won't need to dream if you stay there. It's like being in the silence and descending into the body sleeping, but the mind is silent.
And then lastly, pay attention to what's going on when you first wake up. Do you have thoughts? Is it more like a feeling state and then a thought? Is it what's going on there? And if you get interested in that, then you'll also know where your mind is. And you can train yourself by intention to, for instance, I want to remember my teacher when I wake up. I want to remember God when I wake up. I want to remember my Soham mantra when I wake up. I want to remember my breath when I wake up. So there again, there's your object of meditation. So having an object of meditation through waking, dreaming, deep sleep is also helpful. You stick with one object of meditation for a while and notice when you lose it and when you come back to it through all these different states of mind, then I think you'll have more success by having a single object of meditation. Single focus.
Yeah. Recently, over the last couple months, I started doing a 4-7-8 breath at least twice a day, and it kind of expanded. But very specifically, it was I was trying to do that just when I wake up. It's like first thing, 4-7-8, yeah, and of course I get bored with numbers. It's the same ones over and over again. I'll try some new ones. So I got this box breathing. It added and evolved, but it's a good solid habit now, and I can build on it and add what you guys are saying. That's really, really fantastic. Thank you so much. Is there anything else I should know? Did I say I'm doing something silly and I shouldn't?
When you're stabilized in the silence, and
Okay.
you're hearing that white noise between your ears, the mind is quiet and there's nothing to know.
Okay, very good. I love how you simplify things.
Okay, Romana, would you like to come out of the weeds and say something?
Tyree came by today. It was good to see him again. And he took a look at the wheels on the wheelchair. He might have a compressor that he can use to re-inflate them, and we might not have to change the wheels. He's looking for a job here in Santa Fe.
Tyree. She's talking about Tyree, helping her with the wheelchair wheels. He's helping her figure out her wheelchair wheels.
Good. Did everybody get a chance to talk?
Issa, are you taking your benfotiamine
Every day.
every day and the red light therapy?
Been doing it every day since I've been gone?
Well, every day that we've been here.
All right, so we can vouch for every day that we're here.
Yeah, that's
3 people are not here, so we can't speak for them if they were here by themselves. But
Right.
yes, light therapy and the B1.
Mm-hmm.
When is the radiation?
A And the next thing that we know is there's a doctor teleconference call on, I think it's Tuesday. So it's the same thing I posted a couple days ago. We don't know
Oh.
anything about radiation or
Oh,
other things until we see that doctor, and then we might know how to talk to the radiologist.
okay. Thanks.
Alexa, thermostat off.
It's off.
I have a question, and if you answered it before I came onto this thread, please excuse me. But has the mass been biopsied?
Yeah, first, initially, during the colonoscopy, then there was the endoscopy. That's when they biopsied. And they called it pre-cancerous, not cancerous, but they called it precancerous. And then what I've read is that when a tumor is of a certain size, the bigger they get, the more likely they are to develop into cancer. So somebody like a surgeon with the size will just call it cancer and want it out to not develop into cancer. So it's not that it was biopsied again and then determined it's gone into that stage, but that's kind of the thinking of a surgeon, cut it out.
So that's gonna be the next thing. We're gonna do that.
We're looking at
I don't
we're
wanna
looking,
cut off the rectum and the,
we're looking at how to not do that, aren't we?
well, it's okay if we cut out the tumor, right?
The
We
tumor,
wanna make it smaller.
it's in the wall. It's in the wall, so they can't just cut out the tumor.
Oh, I see.
And they can't do a dissection where they would cut out a piece and then sew everything back together, because it's also in the anus and the rectum. There's nothing to join.
Oh, I see. So we have to just make it smaller and then go away.
Have to reduce it in size and then, yeah, disappear it.
Okay, so that's the plan.
Thanks.
Lisa is taking quite a bit of the nutrition that I'm reading about is important for this. Like the green tea extract and the potent mushrooms and the B1, the fat soluble B1 that Ruby's talking about, as well as cellular support. But anyway, I'm going to make a list of what he is taking right now and some of these things that seem crucial to be in support, and see if we are lacking something or the amount of something or potency of something, and try to hone in around the nutrition part and see how to maybe prepare for water fasting, maybe 24 hours. And somebody posted something about even 24 hours is useful. But my question was, are they talking about water fasting or dry fasting? And both are effective and they're very different. As you can imagine, having no food or water for 24 hours is different than water only. So these are things to look into and do gradually and build up, I feel, and not all of a sudden. And there could be some juicing to do first. Could be Dr. Schultz's 5-day bowel cleanse first. There is vegan food you eat at the same time. It's not a complete fast, but a lot of liquids. And anyway, so I think we can figure out some steps to take.
Rashida, I think instead of doing 24-hour fasting, I think you'd be way more effective doing intermittent fasting and narrowing the window, because
It's already doing that.
Well, we try to do that, but it's not always successful. There's many nights where there's food until, you know,
How late?
11, 12 p.m.
Okay.
And then the window would need to be 12 hours, right? Minimum. Ideally, intermittent fasting is 14 hours.
Yeah, he didn't eat eggs or anything today until well after 12:30.
Yeah.
It was 1 something when he ate.
Yeah, so today was, but that's not consistent. That's a lot harder to keep consistent.
Well, I can be consistent if I understand exactly what,
He needs reminders.
yeah, just if you know, like I just ate some food, right?
Right,
I don't need to eat any more food.
right.
And right now it's, let's say I finished at 8
8:30,
o'clock,
8 o'clock, yeah.
yeah? And so 12 hours would be 8 o'clock tomorrow, 10 o'clock would be 14 hours. I could easily not eat until 10
Till
o'clock.
10, yeah. Well, that's 14
So
hours.
if we just go over it every day like that,
Yeah,
it'll be easy for me to just do exactly what
right.
we decide. So,
You should write it on the fridge or something.
well, this is much better. Dharma Night.
Yeah, well, so everybody in the house knows that we should write it on the fridge and maybe put it somewhere else.
So won't eat any more food until,
Maybe we just set the window. We just say 8 p.m. till 10 a.m. So it's like a 14-hour.
He's often sleeping into the late morning. That's why I was thinking the rhythm of eating finished by 11 and not eating until 12 or 1 seems to be along with his sleep schedule.
Isn't there some kind of research about 14 hours intermittent fasting is a lot more powerful than 12?
you know,
I think so, and
I
that's 12.
it seems
11,
like
11:30 to 1:30 is 14.
what the way you would do it is you would stabilize for, say, for example, 2 weeks in 12 hours, and then you'd move it up an hour and then another hour, like every week until you're down to like a 4 to 6 hour window. And it's highly effective. I did it and I lost 50 pounds in 2 months. It was amazing. So, but what Murshita's saying is going on his general sleeping schedule will be very effective. And it'll be easy. And you'll also know, hey, I've got this window to eat, and you can eat what you need. But during the break, you can drink water, you can drink black coffee, you can drink black tea, and I think seltzer water. But really, that's effective.
Seltzer water has salt in it, probably not that.
Mm-hmm.
It's got sodium.
Well, some salts, though, would be more like electrolytes or something.
Exactly.
Could be good.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, well, we gotta get everybody to remember this. Everybody has to remember this. Tell everybody you know. Please.
But then you got to know what the hour, if Murshita can post, or you all can post the hours in the group, because that's really the biggest thing is when does it start, when does it end, and then Issa can pace himself. You stabilize on that for 2 weeks, and then you just after that you can start. Okay, we're closing 1 hour off of it, so it's not so extreme. And
No,
then
12 is easy. We can all do 12. It's just that lately Issa's been able to and enjoying watching TV at night again. And I think that's such a special thing that we get to share in the house. So that's why I'm saying everybody needs to know and uphold it, because it's easy and fun to be snacky when you're watching a movie at 11 p.m. That's fun. Who doesn't like to do that? So then we just have to go, okay, well, the window starts now, and then everybody should stop snacking, because nobody wants to be the asshole who's eating a big bowl of popcorn right next to Issa, and the house smells like food, and everybody says, you can't have any. That's what I don't want to happen. That's what I want everybody to know. That's why I'm being like this about this, because.
When do I stop eating then?
And that's what I'm trying to ask Rashida. Is it 11 p.m. to 11 a.m.? That's easy. We can all do that.
Yeah,
It's so
that
easy,
sounds
it's
like
so
a good
easy,
plan.
it's so
Okay.
easy.
11,
So
11
darn
to 11,
easy,
gotta say it
darn
right
easy,
though.
darn
11 to
easy.
11.
11, 11.
All right.
That sounds,
Nobody snacking. No popcorn.
Okay.
Okay.
again, you have the ability to have tea, black coffee, some kind of, you can drink.
You can drink. You can be drinking. I'm just kidding.
It's a
And
really
another,
good schedule.
another thing about all this too that I've been reading has to do with the hydration and water.
Yeah, water.
Water, and get that pee looking clear and very light yellow and not dark and not smelly. It's like really important, and it's a good marker to get enough just plain water through so that the pee is light yellow. For
Hydrogen,
everything. Y'all all
Hydro-
should be.
hydrogen water.
Another thing is on Barbara O'Neill's comprehensive guide for curing and recovering. I don't find in there where she says anything about castor oil. And that surprises me because she's a big proponent of it. And I know one source that I pulled up again, it says anti-cancer effect, it battles cancer. It can halt it, stop it, even turn it around. Many years of research have shown this. And things like castor oil are your secret weapon. It's famous for fighting cancer and can reduce your chances of getting. Don't have it, so it could reduce your any chances of it getting. And just if someone tried it on Issa's gut,
Could you text the research group, like what kind, because there's different castor oils, what
Probably
kind
cold-
or grade,
Cold
and,
pressed, organic,
and also
heritage.
how much per day?
Well,
In a
if you
plastic
drink
bottle.
it, you're gonna shit it all out. So you have to be careful about, I think Shakina brought up the idea of, having a tablespoon of it, but within 4 hours, you're gonna have very, very large release of some kind. So then in this way, we would have to figure out, is that gonna affect the absorption of any of the medications? Is that gonna mess with the lining of the gut so that he's not actually getting any benefit from medications if he swallows it? So then, yeah, maybe it needs to be like just topical or inserted into the rectum. Little bits.
Yeah.
I would, it goes deep into when you rub it, when you put it on the skin, it
Yeah.
penetrates deeply. And I don't know about the different kinds of castor oil, but I know they're very
Okay.
clear about it being in a dark glass bottle.
I know the kind, I use that. I got rid of a cyst on my wrist from castor oil.
Yeah, and I've gotten rid of a cyst also by using castor oil on it. I don't recommend drinking it.
Either do
Yeah.
I would just put it on his gut and let it absorb deeply.
What I would do is to start with a pad, get like a bunch of linen cloth.
Oh yeah, castor oil pack. We would just
Right,
wrap it
exactly.
around that.
Yeah, you wrap it on him. Mhm.
The word take it.
Oh,
And it bleeds, so you have to have enough of the cotton, so it
Yes,
doesn't
start with-
bleed on the sheets.
And if that's
oh yeah.
As
putting it on the
specific for castor oil.
Oh,
But you got it, you understand what they're saying?
I
You
do,
know
yeah,
what
we
this-
just need to buy this castor oil and buy the packs, cause they wrap around, they'll stay on him. So that's all we need to get.
Yeah.
I'm gonna put it in the research group so everybody knows what we're talking about. That's the one.
I need to get off, I have to call a client, so
will the blue light go out and then you drink it?
That's a question, Sophia.
I didn't understand. I didn't hear the
When-
question.
With the water, when the blue light stops, is that when you drink it or can you drink it?
You can
Now.
drink it now, but it fully charges. It charges 8 minutes, but it charges 5 and 8. But yeah, blue light goes out, it's fully charged. You got the maximum benefit. And that drinking that will help increase all your cellular vitality. I drink it all day long, and you drink more water because of it. That's the interesting thing about it. You'll drink more, and it tastes better.
Okay,
Bye, Shaka.
Bye, Shika.
Thank you. I love you. Thank you so much.
you want to hear what Shiva has to say as you're going off?
Yes, I'll
She's
wait.
going to talk.
Shiva.
Okay.
Shiva says, when vividly aware through some particular sense, keep in the awareness. When vividly aware through some particular sense, keep in the awareness.
Your ring.
Stay there. Yeah. Actually, don't hurt like the old ones.
So we'll go ahead and let Clint take us all away.
What if Clint kills us when
Hi.
Right?
Roll Tide. Hi!
Hi.
Hold on.
Hi!
Hi.
Hi.
Hi!
Hey,
Hi. Computer. Earn tay off tay.